Hi there, this is Bill with Peak Performance Training Systems, and I'm here today to talk a little bit about how to train and race for Cycle to the Sun. Cycle to the Sun is an event here on the island of Maui in Hawaii that goes from sea level to the top of Haleakala at 10,000 feet. It's 36 miles long, and the current record for that event is held by Ryder Heshtall in about 2 hours and 35 minutes, or about the time it would take you to drive up there. Amazing his time. But the average guy that races it does it somewhere. The average guy probably does it from around 3:30 to 5 hours. That's probably the range that these guys are. The normal person is racing that event. And I've developed some strategies over the last 10 years of racing and training for it to get up there as quick as possible with dieting, training, different types of power meters, heart rate monitors, different devices on my bike, different wheels, all different things to figure out how to shave a few minutes off each year, and I've been pretty successful at it. So I wanted to share some of that. So this is going to be the first in a three-part series on how to get up to the top of Haleakala and cycle to the sun as fast as possible with the fitness that you have and the equipment that you have. So today we're just going to talk about training methodologies, and the first thing we're going to talk about is the basic 3 principles for training for cycle to the sun, and they start with volume. So step number 1 is ride your bike a lot. And you should be riding your bike for 3 to 6 months, anywhere from 10, 15, and as many as 20 hours per week. Of course, with a rest interval in there every couple of weeks. But you should have a lot of volume, and your body should be really used to riding your bike an awful lot. You should have some long rides in there. And some of those long rides should be 5, 6, and even 7 hours long. And typically people do that on the weekend. So I recommend, if you can possibly do a weekend back-to-back ride, that's really good. If you can do a 5-hour ride and a 4-hour ride, or you can do a 6-hour ride and a 3-hour ride, something like that back-to-back, that really is helpful in the volume and the base building. And that's really important part to helping you in cycle to the sun. Now keep in mind that the intensity should be relatively easy because you're going to be going long. So that's step number 1. Then as you get closer, you're within a couple of months of the event, then you start to reduce the volume a little bit and increase the intensity, and you're going to do that part of the 3-part plan for 3 to 6 weeks with a rest interval in there as well. And you're going to do that moderately hard and reduce your volume down to 8 to 15 hours a week. And you should be riding through this whole series of training. You should be riding 4 to 5 days a week is probably the absolute minimum. So you should be working on tempo type intervals, sweet spot intervals, and we'll go into more detail about those. And those are going to be between 20 minutes, 45 minutes, and as much as an hour long. And keep in mind, that'll be moderately hard. So it's going to be harder intensity, harder rate of perceived effort, or a higher wattage if you're using a power meter during this part of the training cycle. Then when we're within the last month to maybe 2 months, depending on your fitness level, we move down into intervals, and we do lots of intervals. We still have some long rides on the weekend, but we really start to pick up the intensity to very hard. Okay, we didn't do anything very hard back here, but in the base building. But now we're working on the very hard. We're doing some sweet spots, so that's about the longest the intervals are. But then we go 8-minute, 5-minute, 3-minute, and our volume, our weekly volume, goes down to 6 to 12 hours, depending on your fitness level. And when we're getting pretty close to the race, we really hammer away on that, which raises your functional threshold, is your ability to put out power and makes your heart more efficiently pumping blood. And then we start to taper a week or even 2 weeks out, depending on your fitness. You start to taper so that your body can absorb all of that hard work and turn that into good solid fitness. And then you race at the proper pace. And pacing is very key to success at Cycle to the Sun, and that's one of the things that we're going to go over in detail in the upcoming videos. So this is part one of the three-part series, Peak Performance Training Systems. This is Bill Dara, and if you have any questions at all about training with power or training for Cycle to the Sun, go ahead and in the box below, go ahead and type in your question. I'll be happy to get back to you. Or go to my website at www.peakpts.com, and you can get a hold of me there, send me an email. I'd love to answer any questions you might have about training for Cycle to the Sun or any other event you might have. Take care and aloha.